If you know Andre, you know I love movies. We're going to take a look at Maxine's Baby, the Tyler Perry story on Amazon Prime. How it works, I'll give the media a base score 1 through 10, 1 being bad, 10 being good. Then just like a teacher, I'm going to add the extra credit where I see things and love the things. Oh, and I'll never give a rating on the documentary. Spoiler alert, just in case you haven't seen this documentary. Go watch it, then come back here. Danielle and I saw this trailer and we thought this would be the perfect opportunity to watch during break. We watched it last night. The premise, how does Tyler Perry go from the zero to the hero? Going from nothing to the biggest production studio in the world. I appreciated this documentary, not just because of the glossy, oh, he's winning at everything, but how he actually became successful. Many people want the fame and the fortune. They don't want the struggle and the pains to get through it. And in this documentary, he actually talks about those struggles and those pains. To be beat the way that he described it, man, it made my heart hurt. The way that he talked about having bloody hands from holding on to a fence and squeezing tight on that metal wired fence while his dad beat him, man, that's troubling. That's sad. I once heard a screenwriter say this, you write what you know. And so looking at this documentary of Tyler Perry, you can see he is writing what he knows. All of those stories about pain and heartache, he is writing what he knows. And you understand a little bit better why he writes the way he writes. And most movies come with drama. Most movies come with traumatic and some pain, some type of tension. But something every Tyler Perry movie and play did, he would always give some type of a message with it. There's always going to be a message of hope in the second act, the third act. You're always going to see some type of a teachable moment in every one of his plays or his movies. For 7 years, he was doing the same play, I Know I Have Been Changed, and it was failing. I remember it coming to Langston University. We watched it. It was phenomenal. But for 7 straight years, he was doing it, and it was failing. But he kept trying. Can you imagine following your dream for 7 straight years, and it failed? And you are homeless, but you still keep doing it. We want the Tyler Perry fame. We're going to have to do the Tyler Perry time. 300 days out of a year, he would tour. And he toured from 1998 to 2004, traveling city to city. And slowly but surely, he was gaining an audience. This lit a fire in me. Y'all just don't know. Do what your heart says to do. Even if you're failing, do what your heart says to do. Others will validate your talent if you continue to do what you do. Make it authentically you. Sometimes you can't wait for others to finance your talent. He self-financed the first 10 episodes of House of Pain, and it became 90 more. They call it a 10-90 split. He gave the first 10, and he said, TBS, TNT, I dare you to give me the other 90 so I can put it in reproduction so it could be syndicated. And then they did. What I loved about this is in this documentary, he didn't shy away from the elephant in the room. So many critics talk about how he, as a black man, always is playing Medea, a black woman, and how he's playing the tropes and exploiting stereotypes and all that good stuff. If it were me, ain't no way I'm ever putting that inside of the documentary. I am not giving those voices the light of day. I'm not even giving them the energy in my documentary. However, he did. And although a lot of people may disagree with him, he kept the focus. He kept the track. He knew the material that was working. He knew how it was helping, whether it be through the emails or the DMs or people pulling him to the side. He could see how many people were coming to his plays, how many people were watching the movies. And the more that they tried to clap back, it wasn't working. Funny thing is, the same people who were doing the hating, the same ops, they are now asking him, can they use his studio to record? Something else I learned in this is that hustle is hard. Giving up ownership. He said, if I wrote it, if I directed it, there's no way you can own it. I want to own it. Something else that he said that reminded me of my father. He said, you're too big to do it wrong. My father said, if we're going to do it right, we might as well do it right the first time. And that's exactly what Tyler Perry did. He bought McPherson's Army facility, Fort McPherson's Army facility, which was a Confederate land. He transformed it into the biggest studio in the world. And he could have cut corners, but once again, you are too big to do it wrong. Another thing Tyler Perry does is that he employs black people. To me, I really think that's dope. He literally said, the people who got me here are the same people who've been wanting these opportunities and they never got the chance to do it, whether it be in Hollywood, Broadway, New York, whatever it may be. These people were not getting those chances, those opportunities. I'm going to give them a chance and an opportunity. By him doing that, Atlanta has transformed to now the new Mecca of Hollywood. I love the way Tyler Perry talked about his son. We heard his son, but we never saw his son's face. The documentary felt like 3 parts. Part 1 and part 3 was really fast paced, really documenting like the success of Tyler Perry. And that middle was really the part that was the most touching. It slowed down. It talked about him and his family, whether it be through the abuse, whether it be through the tragedy of his mom passing away and the declining health. But that middle part really, really touched my heart. I'm sure eventually down the road, just like all of the other Hollywood studios, they have tours. Tyler Perry will probably have a Tyler Perry studio tour because that's just easy money coming in even more. And I will be right there when it is open. Let's talk overall. Overall, like him or not, you got to respect Tyler Perry. Man, his hustle is something else. His hustle is literally the blueprint for others who want to do it. You got to work hard. You got to go 300 days out of 365. You got to build this thing little by little. Even if it takes more than 7 years, you got to build this thing up. And he's done this way, and he's done it by being himself. Everybody can talk about him. He's going to continue being himself, doing the things that he knows works well. And to me, that's very inspirational. What's the score? There is no score because there are no ratings on documentaries. What did you think about it? Tell me about it. Let's go.